You might think a pickup truck is just a workhorse. Haul stuff, tow trailers, get dirty. But what if I told you that some 4x4 pickups behave more like indestructible machines? Engines that keep going when most others give up. Today you're going to meet 10 of those machines. And trust me, you'll be surprised how far some of them go, how tough their engines are, and why they keep showing up decade after decade. Whether you're thinking of buying one for the long haul or just love badass trucks, you're in for a ride. So sit tight, because by the end you'll know which pickups are built like tanks, and which one takes the crown for engine longevity. Let's kick this off with number 1. Imagine a truck built for the long haul, designed to treat miles like nothing. That's the story of the first one, the Toyota Tacoma. In many countries around the world, this mid-size 4x4 pickup has earned a reputation for simply refusing to quit. Owners report some models sailing past 250,000 miles, 400,000 kilometers, and still going strong. What made the Tacoma special? Its frame-on-body design, simple rugged chassis, and engines built with reliability in mind. It wasn't always the most luxurious truck. It wasn't always the flashiest. But every day, workable, fixable, and durable. That's exactly what counts when years roll on. Why did it matter? Because in real life, people don't always just look at new trucks. They want one that lasts. So the Tacoma became a favorite among everyday drivers, adventurers, and folks who demanded that their truck outlast them. And the fun fact? Some of the older generation Tacomas are now prized for their durability. Owners treat them like heirlooms. And moving on. But the next one is even stranger in its longevity. Number 2, meet the Toyota Tundra, a full-size beast from Toyota that often gets overlooked in conversations about durability. But that's changing. In reliability studies, it shows up as a top performer among full-size trucks. Here's the context. When Toyota built the Tundra, they weren't just chasing size and power. They built it with a mindset of make it survive. That means strong engines, conservative engineering, components that aren't bent to go fast then break. Many Tundras have seen regular duties, towing, off-road, hauling, and still kept ticking years later. What's the surprising part? For a full-size 4x4 truck, which typically sees the roughest abuse, heavy trailers, work sites, off-road, the Tundra's ability to last sets it apart. It's not just for light duty. And the legacy? You'll find older Tundras in fleets, farms, ranches, and remote settings where service is miles away, with owners still trusting them. If longevity is your game, this one checks the box. And by the way, the next one, number 3, takes durability to new heights. Don't miss it. Number 3 is the Ford F150. You know it, America's perennial best-selling pickup. But you might not know just how many of them are built to last. In studies of trucks that reach 200,000 miles and beyond, the F150 shows up in meaningful numbers. Background. Over decades, the F150 has evolved, but its core remains. A rugged, tried and tested workhorse. That means engines and parts built to endure. For many buyers, it's not about being flashy. It's about reliability, parts availability, servicing ease, and community knowledge. Unique features. Because there are so many of them around, finding parts, finding service, and fixing issues tends to be easier. And many models use V8 or well-proven engines that have decades of experience behind them. What made it special? The sheer ubiquity of the F-150 means you'll find real-world data for how long they last. And because the aftermarket and owners have developed strong knowledge, owners tend to keep them going. Legacy, rar, fun fact. Some older F-150s are still hauling, still driving decades later. It's not just nostalgia, it's real usage. Hold on though. The next one is even more surprising because the engine is old school and yet still going strong. Number 4, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This full-size pickup from GM often flies under the radar in longevity conversations, but don't underestimate it. According to longevity-focused articles, the Silverado's 5.3L V8 engine has thousands of documented cases exceeding 300,000 miles. Here's the story. GM opted for simplicity in many of its truck designs. That means fewer electronic frills in earlier years, engines that were easier to service, and components that were overbuilt. For an owner who maintains their truck, the payoff can be massive. What made it special? A truck that doesn't insist on high maintenance, a durable drivetrain. And for you, that means less stress, lower cost, and more years of service. Legacy. Fun fact. Many of these Silverados become budget classics. Owners buy one, Fix what's needed and drive it for decades. It's a smart move if you care about reliability more than flash and don't go anywhere. The next one has a diesel heart and a story you'll want to hear. Number 5. The Ram 3500 with the diesel option. Now, full-size heavy-duty, this is a step up. But hear me out. When you talk about engines that last forever, diesels show up a lot. Some Ram 3500s equipped with the legendary diesel engines achieve mile counts that many gas trucks only dream of. From longevity studies, heavy-duty trucks like this have a higher chance of hitting 250,000 miles plus because of overbuilt construction. Background: the heavy-duty pickup market is brutal. These trucks tow-haul work, so if one lasts here, it can last anywhere. The Ram 3500 has seen diesel powertrains that are built for the long haul. Unique features, charring facts. Diesel engines often have lower RPMs, higher longevity, stronger blocks, and often get easier treatment because owners recognize the investment. Also, parts and systems are often built for commercial use, which is a good sign for durability. Why it mattered. For someone who needs serious capability and wants something that keeps going, this trend matters. Because these trucks aren't just used for weekend fun, they are everyday machines in the toughest conditions. Legacy talk fun fact. Many fleets, farms, heavy users favor these trucks. If you find one used that's been maintained, it can be a major value. And we're only halfway through the list. Number 6 up next has a global legend status. Stick around. Number 6 takes us around the world, to a legend known on every continent, the Toyota Hilux. You've probably seen videos where this truck gets dropped from buildings, drowned in the ocean, even set on fire, and somehow it still runs. That's not just marketing hype. The Hilux earned its nickname, the indestructible truck, by surviving decades of brutal use in deserts, jungles, war zones, and farms alike. In fact, some of the first Hilux trucks from the 1970s are still running in Africa and South America today. What makes the Hilux special isn't fancy electronics or big horsepower, it's simplicity and toughness. The diesel engines, especially the 3.0-liter D4D and newer 2.8-liter GD6, are known to cross 400,000 kilometers easily with only routine maintenance. The frames are thick, the suspensions are overbuilt, and the design philosophy has always been easy to fix anywhere. That's why humanitarian groups, explorers, and even militaries around the world rely on them. It mattered because the Hilux proved one thing: reliability beats luxury any day. It's not about chrome trims or touchscreen dashboards, it's about knowing your truck will start no matter what. Fun fact, the BBC show Top Gear once tried to destroy one. They failed. The Hilux kept running even after being drowned in seawater. That single test cemented its legendary status. But if you think that's unbreakable, the next truck might surprise you. It's from the same family but built for a different crowd. Number 7, the Nissan Frontier, also known as the Navara in many countries. This one often hides in plain sight. It doesn't get the same flashy headlines as Toyota or Ford, but reliability rankings show that the Frontier has one of the lowest long-term failure rates among mid-size pickups. Owners constantly report reaching 200,000 to 300,000 miles with minimal trouble. Here's the background. The Frontier has always been built with a focus on consistency. No wild experiments, no fragile tech. The engines, like the VQ40 V6, are old-school strong, built on proven engineering that Nissan has refined for years. The chassis is solid, the electronics minimal, and the drivetrain is simple enough to last decades. Why does it matter? Because this truck offers one of the best balances between affordability and long-term durability. It's the kind of truck you buy once and forget about. Just change oil, rotate tires, and keep driving. Legacy? Many early 2000s Frontiers are still roaming North America and Southeast Asia as daily drivers. Some are even used as expedition rigs because owners trust their engines in remote areas. The Frontier proves you don't have to spend a fortune to get something that lasts forever. And yet, the next one goes even further. It's a mix of Japanese reliability and American muscle, and its engine has a cult following. Number 8, the Nissan Titan with the legendary 5.6-liter Endurance V8. When the Titan launched, it faced tough competition from Ford and Chevy, but one thing stood out: its engine longevity. This power plant earned its endurance name honestly. Owners have recorded 300,000-mile runs with nothing more than regular oil changes and cooling system care. Background: Nissan designed the Titan to prove they could build a full-size truck for North America that could hang with the big boys. They didn't oversell luxury. They focused on reliability. The Endurance V8 was simple, naturally aspirated, and understressed, key traits for long life. Unique features: the Titan's drivetrain is built tough, and its body structure is reinforced for towing and hauling heavy loads. Unlike turbocharged engines that can wear out faster under pressure, the Endurance V8 keeps things straightforward. Why it mattered? Because simplicity equals survival. Every part of that engine was made to do its job without drama. Even after Nissan discontinued the Titan XD diesel variant, owners still swear by their V8 Titans for their unstoppable reliability. Fun fact: many Titan owners use them as long-distance tow rigs. You'll find videos online of people driving them cross-country with 250,000 miles on the clock, and they still sound new. But hold that thought, the next one isn't Japanese or American. It comes from a European badge that shocked everyone by proving it could handle rough terrain like a veteran. Number 9, the Volkswagen Amarok. Yeah, you heard that right, a Volkswagen pickup. At first people laughed. A VW pickup that can handle off-road, really? But the Amarok quickly proved itself with impressive reliability and rugged performance. Context: Volkswagen designed the Amarok to compete in the global 4x4 market dominated by Toyota and Ford. The Amarok came with tough TDI diesel engines, the 2.0-liter biturbo and later the 3.0-liter V6 TDI. These engines were designed for torque and efficiency, but their real strength turned out to be durability. Owners from Australia to Argentina report Amaroks running for over 400,000 kilometers with only regular servicing. And here's the kicker: they handle extreme heat and cold better than most pickups because of advanced cooling and turbo engineering. Why it mattered: Volkswagen broke the stereotype that European trucks couldn't survive hard off-road use. The Amarok did, and it did it with comfort and class. Legacy: in 2025, the Amarok got even more love because of the new generation developed with Ford, sharing some F-Series DNA. That partnership makes the future of this truck even more exciting. Still, if you thought the Amarok's durability was impressive, wait until you see what the next one brings. It's built to handle war zones, mining fields, and everything in between. Number 10, the Land Cruiser pickup, also known as the Toyota 70 series. This is not your everyday pickup. It's the truck you'll find crawling through the Australian outback, patrolling deserts in Africa, and hauling supplies through mountains. Why? Because it's practically indestructible. The 70 series Land Cruiser pickup runs on the 4.5-liter V8 diesel engine, or in older versions, the 1HZ and 1HD series diesels. These are engines built for endurance, not speed. They're designed to run in extreme heat, dust, and terrain where failure isn't an option. Many of them clock 500,000 kilometers and beyond without needing major overhauls. Why it mattered: in parts of the world where roads barely exist, this truck became a lifeline. Farmers, explorers, NGOs, even militaries use them because they simply don't die. Unique features: solid axles, manual gearboxes, minimal electronics, and an engine that's happy to sip low-grade fuel. The Land Cruiser pickup is the pure definition of reliability. It's not a luxury item. It's survival on wheels. Legacy fun fact: these trucks are still in production in many markets, almost unchanged in design for decades. That's how timeless their engineering is. If you ever see one driving through the desert, don't be surprised. It's probably been running since your parents were kids. But wait, before we wrap up, here's a little twist. Which of these 10 trucks actually holds the record for the most miles ever recorded? You're about to find out. You see, according to long-term owner surveys, the trucks most likely to pass 200,000 miles and keep going are Toyota Tundra, Toyota Tacoma, and Honda Ridgeline. Yep, you heard that right. Honda Ridgeline joins the pack. Even though it's not as traditional or rugged looking, its V6 engine consistently ranks among the longest lasting in its class. It's proof that reliability doesn't always come with big tires and macho styling, and that leads to the big picture. What really makes a pickup last forever isn't just the engine. It's the combination of simple engineering, proper maintenance, and owners who care. The more straightforward the design, the longer it survives. But the story isn't over yet, because in part 3 we'll dive into what these trucks have in common, the secret engineering choices that make their engines run 500,000 miles, and which upcoming Ford 4 models are already showing signs of joining this forever club. So keep watching, because the next part might just change the way you think about engines completely.